everybody, welcome to Review a Day episode number 70 for Tuesday, October the 28th, 2008. Hello everybody, welcome to Review a Day, the daily video blog where I review a movie 7 days a week. My name is Leland Brungar and thank you very much for joining me. Hey, episode number 70, I can't believe I made it. Thought I'd try a new angle in the exact same room I've been shooting, change things up, and I also hope you guys are liking the new tunes. Thought I'd change the song for you guys. I was burnt out, so I skipped a week. I'm back. I'm going to keep doing my daily schedule now. I promise. I know I've missed a couple times, but I'm going to really do it this time. And the film I'm going to be reviewing today is the David Fincher classic, Se7en. David Fincher, if you don't know, is the guy who directed Fight Club. He's coming out with The Curious Case of Benjamin Button with Brad Pitt and Cate Blanchett, which the trailer looks phenomenal. I've heard kind of mixed things about the film itself, but the trailer's amazing. And if nothing else, we have this great trailer out of it. Panic Room, he also did Panic Room, and one of my favorite movies, Zodiac. I love Zodiac. I've talked about it. I've reviewed it before, actually. I've talked about, well, first off, this movie stars Brad Pitt, Gwyneth Paltrow, Morgan Freeman, R. Lee Ermey. Great cast. Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman play these two detectives. Morgan Freeman is on the verge of retiring. Brad Pitt's this kind of young, up-and-coming, scruffy guy. He's married to Gwyneth Paltrow in the movie, and there's this serial killer on the loose who is killing people based on the 7 deadly sins. The first person they encounter who is murdered is this big fat guy that he feeds him to death basically, and then there's a woman who tries to be pretty all the time, and then all these different things, and it's Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt on the trail trying to solve the case. And I have often talked about my adoration for films like this, films like Zodiac, films like The Dark Knight, these cat and mouse thrillers that I love. I love these types of films. David Fincher is the king of it. This movie, he just throws you in. The first 10-15 minutes, you see the most bizarre murder. And I love that this film, all of the murders that take place, you don't see them happen, but you see the aftermath. And it is so grisly and dark. Just to see this fat guy sitting there, just to see this guy who's tied up for like a whole year. It's disturbing and dark. And I always think it's funny how people talk about this film and they're like, oh, it's disturbing. But there's very little violence in it, really. I think that's something really interesting. Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman's another one of those actors like Sam Jackson who is just in fucking everything, and I get so sick of him. But I watch movies like this, and I watch movies like Shawshank Redemption, and I'm just like, Morgan Freeman's a great actor. I always forget that. Brad Pitt, he's fantastic in this film. Gwyneth Paltrow is Gwyneth Paltrow. She's great. I really like R. Lee Ermey, who I first saw in, I think, Full Metal Jacket or Saving Silverman. Saving Silverman with Jason Biggs, Steve Zahn, Jack Black. Very funny movie. Amanda Peet's in it as well. I highly recommend watching Saving Silverman. But he plays I don't know, a lieutenant, whatever the highest ranking police officer, detective guy in this movie is. He's great. R. Lee Ermey is someone who I think often just gets cast as the drill sergeant or something like that. He's great in this movie. He's such an interesting actor to watch. If I have a problem with Se7en, it's towards the end of the movie. There's a notorious box in this movie that they find at the end of the movie. And I love what's in the box. I love the box. I love everything about the box in this movie. I think it's so creepy and gross and disturbing. I love it. I love the ending of this movie. But what happens after they find the box is where I think the movie kind of fizzles for me. Because the film is edge of your seat suspense. The scene, I love the scene with the serial killer. I won't spoil it. Doesn't matter. It's no one. Between the serial killer and Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt when they're in the car on the way to find the two bodies. It's so tense, and the way he riles up Brad Pitt is so real. But once you find the box and you see what's in it, the movie, it's done. I couldn't imagine the event ending of this movie having any other way. But I just wish there was something more to it. I think the movie's much more clever throughout, and then it gets to the end and it just happens, and I don't know. I think the ending is what keeps this movie from being something really great. I think the ending line that Morgan Freeman gives is fantastic with the helicopter noise. Phenomenal. I love this film. I actually give this film a 4 out of 5. If you haven't seen Seven, I highly recommend it. It's gruesome, it's dark, it's bizarre. I love it. If you guys are liking my reviews, make sure and subscribe. Also, make sure to check out my website that I started with a couple of my buddies, nitpicket.com, nitpicket.com. It's blogs on television, film, comic books, lots of fun stuff. We're going to be starting podcasts very soon, so go visit it, please. If you guys are liking my reviews, make sure and subscribe. Give me some ratings, give me some comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.